Welcome to the Tribune Scouting Report. I'm Jennifer Fierro here at Faith Academy. The Flames wrapped up the regular season with an 83-38 win over San Antonio the Winston, which means they have some much needed momentum, and that will be important as they get ready to face Dallas the Covenant. We're going to preview that game while talking to head coach Russ Roberts, and then we're going to catch up with Mark Earwood. All that and more on the Tribune Scouting Report right now.
We are established. We are qualified. We are certified. We are knowledgeable. We are dependable. We are Ken's Heating and Air. Our people make the difference.
Welcome back. We want to thank you for joining us wherever and however you're able to. We also want to welcome head coach Russ Roberts of Faith Academy. Coach, congratulations, an 83-38 win over San Antonio the Winston. You won the turnover battle, which was important. But you know what just jumped out at me? Y'all were able to pass for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns. What was bigger for you, the turnovers or the passing game?
Oh, definitely the turnovers, because the turnovers is a double-edged sword. It has hurt us terribly several times this season, and so the turnovers is a huge deal. I was really proud of our young men because we forced turnovers on their part, and we did not fall into that complacent situation where we allowed turnovers. And our passing game was great. I really enjoyed watching our young men simply because of the reason we practiced so hard on that, and I wanted to see their efforts rewarded. But the reason we threw so well was because we ran even better. We ran up and down the field. We had 280 yards rushing, and that set up our play-action passing game, and that was the reason our passing game worked as well as it did. But it was just an effort on behalf of all our kids, our linemen, our backs, our defense. Just the opportunity to play against a Wilkerson. He's a quality kid. Not only is he a great athlete, but he's a quality kid. I didn't realize that really even until after the game when I spoke with him. And our kids just stayed after him and dogged him and wouldn't let him get control of the ball game. We wouldn't let him have it, and it was a great night.
Okay. You have some much needed momentum. Maybe I'm overstating it, but you're going into the playoffs on a very positive note now. You have a pretty good winning streak going on. I believe that's correct. Well,
we lost to Bull Verde and then came
right.
back, but I think we did bounce back well, and I think that was key because we were down. We were low on a snake's belly after that Bull Verde game. That was not good. We were not pleased. The coaches weren't pleased. The kids weren't pleased. I don't know anybody who was happy about it anywhere except north of Bull Verde. But we bounced back off of that, and the important thing is we didn't bounce back against some slough-off team. We bounced off against the best, probably one of the best running backs in the state. And that was hard, and we accomplished that. And that's one of those things we can take pride in. And we need some because we've got Covenant, and they're an outstanding football team, as they have been for the last 3 years when they put us out. And it's a huge challenge. We've got to go into their place, and we've told our kids all week long, it's very akin to LSU going into Alabama and having to play there. I'm not saying that we're as good as LSU. We certainly aren't, but we've got to go into their den and we've got to beat them in their place, and that's not going to be easy. We need all the positives and the plus and the momentum we can gain.
So what are you looking for from your squad? Give me your keys to this weekend's ball game.
Effort and intensity. When you look at Covenant, I think if you paraded those guys, through the hall and looked at them as they walked in, they're a relatively impressive looking group of guys, but they're not. We've played more impressive looking kids. They play with such intensity, and we've got to match their intensity. And I've been studying them a little bit, and one of the things Bryce does there is he always has a good senior class. We only had 2 seniors when this year started. JC, bless his heart, coming on and giving us 3 seniors was huge. But they've always got 6, 7 seniors every year, and those kids are playing for the last time, and they know it, and they play that way. And somehow we've got to dig down deep, and we've got to say, hey, one of these days we're going to get over this hump. Why not now?
Okay. Are you more confident with this team? Because now you kind of know what to expect from Dallas the Covenant. This will be the second time you've coached against Dallas the Covenant, correct?
Yes, yes. I don't know if confidence. I don't know if I'll say I'm more confident. Last year, I think I went in with a little bit of ignorance. I didn't realize how good their program was. I had seen them on film. I knew how good they executed. I didn't realize the depth of it in how many years it goes back and how long they've been able to do this. And I understand that a lot more now from visiting with other coaches that have played them and coached against them, and I understand that. So I understand them. The mountains may be higher this year than I understood last year. But we've got a group of overachievers, and they've come back every time we've asked them to. I've been proud of them all year, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be in the ball game. I'm thankful for the shot, and you know, if you don't get shots like this, you never have those great upsets, and you never have those great moments. And we've got one, and we need to make the most of it.
Okay, 2 o'clock Saturday at Dallas, the Covenant Field.
Right
all
there.
the best to you, Coach. Thanks for your time, and we'll be right back with Mark Earwood.
Fall season in Texas calls for Sunday afternoons with friends, football, and of course, barbecue. At Bill Smith Butane, we take care of your fuel needs. Refill your propane bottles at one of our convenient locations and save big money on regular exchange prices. Bill Smith Butane.
We're back. We want to welcome Mark Earwood, the administrator of Faith Academy. And Coach, the Flames really picked up, I don't want to say much needed momentum, but how big of a deal is it to not only get a win, but pound an opponent into submission like Winston right before the playoffs start?
Well, it's crucial to to end up the regular season with an emphatic win. So I think they set themselves up perfectly for the next step in the playoffs. And I would have been disappointed if they had gone into that last game of the year in any way flat or not prepping for the upcoming playoffs. But I think they answered that question pretty clearly.
Okay, so now they move on to Dallas the Covenant, a team that has eliminated Faith, the last 3 years from the playoffs?
That's correct.
Where do you see Covenant, if they've already played their toughest opponent on the schedule, which would be Bulverde Bracken, the defending state champion, where does Covenant fall in terms of tough opponents? Well,
Covenant, obviously they were the state runner-up a year ago, losing to Bracken, and it was a very good game between the two. I agree with you. I think we've played the toughest team in six-man and taps in our own district in Bulverde. But I think the general consensus is that the expectation is that Covenant will be right there with them going into the final game. So I think our boys, recognize that they've got their hands full. They're going to have to approach it mentally and physically better than they did the Bracken game. And that's what I'm looking forward to this weekend.
What do you know about Dallas the Covenant? Why do you think they've been so good for so long? I mean, they're 9-1 right now. They only lost to Throckmorton.
Well, I think what Covenant has going for them is that they are a system school, and their system fits their personnel, and their personnel have bought into that system. They've been around for a while. They've got 5, 6, 7 years of playoff type football behind them. We're in our second year with Coach Roberts. Our kids are figuring out Coach Roberts' system and learning his system, whereas Covenant, it's established. And so they go from 7th grade all the way up into high school having run the same system, running the same plays like most established programs have. And to me, that's one of the keys.
Do you think that the emergence of a passing game now, they completed 5 passes for 127 yards, but they were able to throw 3 touchdowns against the Winston. How big of a deal do you think that is for Faith Academy going into this game against the Covenant?
Well, it's crucial. No offense wants to be one-dimensional. And it's always the plan of a defense is to take either the passing game or the running game away from a school and force them to do one or the other. Looking at us, Covenant would probably start loading up to stop the run and try to force us to pass because we've not shown a proficiency at it. Well, the boys have a little bit of confidence going in now that, yes, they can complete passes and they can work the passing game. So if Covenant does load up to stop the run, you hit them in the air. And I think that's an advantage.
Okay. What do you most want to see other than the intensity level from the boys? Is this going to be a game of momentum? Do you feel like turnovers are going to play a key in this one on Saturday?
I think so. I think really, other than the intensity from the boys, I want to see leadership from the top. Those seniors have got to step up. They've got to lead these younger guys, and they have to believe. And we're going to see that immediately because the seniors play. And, Casey Clendon and Peter Perkins have got to come out firing on all cylinders and cheering up their teammates and make them believe.
Okay. Coach, we appreciate the time. hopefully hopefully this won't be the last time we talk.
That's my plan.
Okay, all right then. We'll be right back with some closing thoughts.
Caring for you like family is not just our motto, it is our commitment to our patients. At Texas Hills Urgent Care Centers, our highly trained nurses, physicians, and staff know that your health and your family's health are important. With weekend and evening hours, Texas Hills Urgent Care Centers is here for all your family's health care needs, including treatment for illnesses, injuries, school and travel vaccinations, as well as many other services. Located on Highway 71 in Bee Cave and on Highway 281 in Marble Falls, convenient and professional medical care is just around the corner.
Perfection. That's pretty much what being at Faith Academy is about. Being able to be perfect in just about everything you do. And that includes playing football. That's exactly what the Flames are going to have to do against Dallas the Covenant, a team that has eliminated them the last 3 years from the playoffs. So, in addition to winning the turnover battle, the Flames are going to have to be absolutely perfect on both sides of the ball. Make sure to look at special teams, though, where Faith may have an edge if they are able to get some onside kicks and then they're able to use those short fields for big-time games and big-time points. And with that, I'm Jennifer Fierro for the Tribune Scouting Report. Catch you next time.